Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2. We can now continue our search for new lands afar and more spooky things, I think. So, yeah, here. We haven't been in here yet. I don't think. We went to the other room. No, I should just ignore it. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see him.
Hiya!
Why, hello, Hajime! I hope you're doing pleasingly well. Are you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right? What are you doing here?
No.
Well, there was another thing I needed to tell you on this floor. I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you word of mouth? I should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place, baka. A high school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots. Getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up. What did you need to tell me? It's about that key piece of information you've been waiting so long for.
What?
Surprise! It's about ultimate despair! Huh? Even though the term ultimate despair refers to a group these days,
Actually,
it was originally the title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive. A high school girl?
yes indeed.
Lady Junko Inoshima. Junko Inoshima?
Hey,
As the former ultimate despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the ultimate despairs. There was one really horrible person in that group.
don't fuck with me.
Hold on a sec. I don't know what the ultimate despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some screwed up organization created by a high school girl.
Unbelievable.
Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it.
Hey,
That holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power.
phew.
Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place. So she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat.
Huh?
Then what was their purpose?
Huh?
What? Like I said, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't even make sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they'd do whatever they did without any purpose.
Hey,
It was Junko Inoshima's despair. Huh? For Junko Inoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Inoshima as Junko Inoshima. What are you saying? I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko Inoshima is full of so much despair that she's truly hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving, for her, everything is despair. What the heck? With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea had been slammed right into their minds. And so, the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Inoshima. Like believers making offerings to their god. Like a mother providing food to her children. They dedicated all despair so that they could escape from despair. All in Junko Inoshima's name. For example,
Phew.
they killed their families and friends, and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something that they had to do. There's no way something that crazy is possible.
What?
Do you know about the final days of the Reserve Corps students during the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Final days?
In other words,
Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history. Hey, what do you mean final days? What happened to the Reserve Department?
of course.
They fulfilled their roles as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so, the 2,357 students of the Reserve Department all committed mass suicide. Mass suicide?
What'd you say?
All 2,357 students? Oops, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded. One person was excluded? Huh. Is that me?
Damn it.
I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair. Junko Inoshima. Doesn't scare me at all. I mean,
Bastard!
she's already dead. Huh? Well, I knew that. But I guess Hajime didn't. Hey, Fuyuhiko. Is it true what you said? Junko Inoshima is really dead.
Huh?
What? You didn't see? There's a book called Manga for Morons, Killing School Life in that bloody classroom. A bloody classroom? No, wait, what was that you said about the killing school life? Like the killings we were involved in, they were killings that happened at Hope's Peak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. The killing school life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy.
Hey,
For a manga about the killing school life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed killing school life was Junko Inoshima. The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Inoshima is dead.
like...
It turns out that killing school life was part of that whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Hope's Peak Academy. And she took away their memories. That's just like us. Apparently the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel jerk. The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing.
So,
The students of Hope's Peak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. But that messed up plan was stopped. Junko Inoshima failed. Junko lost to the students she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by the despair she created, she took her own life. Then Junko is no more. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter.
bastard!
Junko Inoshima isn't alive anymore. Then, who is our enemy? If Junko Inoshima is already dead, are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings we're involved in resemble that killing school life. Well, I don't know who the heck is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but an imitation is just that. An imitation.
No shit.
If the students from Hope's Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fake. But if this is really an imitation, Are those surveillance cameras the same too? The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting to somewhere? Just like the surveillance cameras during the Killing school life. And I guess we got that updated. Man, Hajime, you totally knew that story, huh? What? Do you have a problem with that? Well, I really wanted you to read the manga version since I took the time to draw it.
What are you gonna do?
Oh well, I'll just raise the flag. Flag? What do you mean raise the flag? What's going to happen if you do that?
Ooh,
One step at a time.
exciting.
You're getting closer to clearing my character out. You're not making sense again.
Well now.
I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside.
Yaha!
I'll raise them flags like crazy. Thanks. Oh, we're on a different floor now. Huh? It changed to a different hallway again. It's so sudden. What's going on to make something like this happen? No, I've already decided that I'm not going to be surprised. That's right. There's no time for me to be surprised by something like this. Don't mind me, I'm slowly blacking out. Akane's twitching her nose like a beast and examining her surroundings. Hey, what happened?
Based on my gut feeling.
You know, it's just my gut, but I feel like something's getting closer. Someone. What do you mean? Who?
So,
I don't know. It's just my gut after all.
It's just my gut.
Just my gut. But still, her gut is pretty impressive. For some reason, it's strangely intuitive. And Monokuma did say something about the main cast coming. It's surprising, but her gut must be correct again this time. She's got an all-powerful gut. Knows everything. Can't go in there. Kind of curious where they're going to have us go first. But don't mind me, I'm a wall segment that's just floating. Oh, here we go, the music room. Did the music room have much of any purpose last game? I know we went in it like a few random times, but I don't remember it having much of any purpose. This looks like the music room. I feel like I can see something strange. It's a monument. Looks like it's some sort of monument. Why would there be a monument in a music room? And not just that. The mark engraved into the monument is the symbol of the Future Foundation, right? Below that symbol, there's a short passage engraved. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. Huh? The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy? Aren't they known as World Ender? This is completely different. Monokuma, he completely made it up. What's this? Words are floating in the air. Japanese words. This is like a hologram, right? That's not what it says. The floating letters are forming a sentence. Looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report you gave the other day, we have obtained information. A person who claims to be a survivor of Hope's Peak Academy. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. They're survivors of Hope's Peak Academy. It's possible they may be targeted by ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible. Though I don't believe the group can go that far without Junko Inoshima rallying them. In a worst-case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the killing school life. Also, if they are survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we are still investigating the details of their origins, and we haven't located them either. We will continue investigating this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter, we've received a report from the research facility on Jabberwock Island. Preparations have been complete. It seems we can proceed to the experimental phase of the Neo World program. Survivors of Hope's Peak Academy? 15 students. Is that about us? Excluding Chiaki, who is part of the Future Foundation, there were definitely 15 of us, but what does survivors mean? It's like they're talking from some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore, maybe. I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost. No, don't think that, Hajime. That's how the terrorists win. I guess that's all the clues in this room. It's finally confirmed. The Future Foundation is on our side, at least. They were founded by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy, and they took us in to protect us. But if that's true, Chiaki should have made that clear to us. No, as long as Monokuma was around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly. Monokuma, if he's the Future Foundation's enemy, then his true identity must be the ultimate despairs who caused the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The ones who are carrying out the will of Junko Inoshima are making us go through with this. Also, this caught my attention in the email too. What is this research facility on Jabberwock Island mentioned in the email? What's that about? The only Future Foundation facility we found was that ancient ruin. There's no way that's the research facility. If there really is a research facility on this island, there should be other Future Foundation members here. Somehow, there are still so many mysteries. You hiding anywhere in here, Monokuma? Maybe on the ceiling? I never bothered to check in the last classroom. Look at that piece of wall, it's rotating. Look at it go. Alright, so let's see where next. Oh, look at that, there's Cube! Cube floating in the air. Cube. That like blood on your eyes effect is only slightly annoying, or whatever that is. That blackout effect. This feels different from a classroom.
Maybe...
It's probably the office, right? I mean, the room kind of has that stuffy teacher vibe to it. The office, huh? Now that you mention it, it does look like that.
Well...
More importantly, have you seen Miss Sonia? I don't see her anywhere. How much longer is this guy going to be obsessed with Sonia? Give it up already. There's something written on the blackboard. What's written here? List of subjects is written on the blackboard in large letters. Just below that are names I've seen before. There's a newspaper posted on the blackboard. Below that, Hiyoko Sanji is written there. What's this newspaper? She looks bigger. What is this? It says Miss Hiyoko. This can't be the same Hiyoko, right? I mean the Hiyoko we knew was a brat. She was much smaller and looked more childlike. It was pretty much her defining feature. But the photo in this newspaper, in a way I can see the resemblance to Hiyoko, but her height and figure, it's too different from the Hiyoko we knew. What does this mean?
Huh?
This lady looks pretty mature. Is she Hiyoko's older sister or something? No, it says Hiyoko right here. I'm not even gonna try the last name anymore. It's gonna turn into another Togami. Oh, then Hiyoko is an older sister with the same first and last name. An older sister with the same first and last name?
I mean...
That's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it for yourself. That's not Hiyoko. But did you ever hear her mention an older sister?
Man...
Well, it's not like I was that close to her or anything.
Wrong.
She doesn't have an older sister. Hiyoko is her family's only daughter. She doesn't have a sister. Then a relative? No, there's still too much of a resemblance.
What are you saying?
That's Hiyoko. Huh?
Of course not!
What are you saying? Hiyoko doesn't have a curvy body like this. I mean, she was famous for her childlike figure. She got away with all kinds of crap for looking like that.
Well...
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spurt? What are you saying? She's dead. She can't grow. She's already dead. There's no way she should have had a growth spurt.
Today, I'm feeling white.
Well, regardless, all the clues I provided are true. If they weren't, it wouldn't be fair.
What's going on?
What the heck? This is the truth? If this is the truth, then the Hiyoko in this newspaper... Is he really saying this is the same person? That's impossible. I mean, how can there be a photo of a grown-up Hiyoko when she's already dead? Why does this even exist?
Hey!
Could it be related to that list of subjects over there? Huh.
This is bad.
If it says subjects, maybe it means there was some kind of experiment, right? Where they chopped off her legs below the knees. Did that experiment change Hiyoko's body? Oh, what am I saying? Just saying it out loud makes it sound messed up. What experiment? If it's some kind of experiment, it would mean that we're also test subjects, right? I mean, our names are also written on the blackboard under that list of suspects. But what kind of experiment was it?
What's going on?
It better not have anything to do with time travel. Why not? Time travel's a popular mechanic. List of subjects. We also have the name The Ultimate Imposter on the board. Oh hey, an extremely overwhelming portrait is hanging on the wall. I feel like I've seen it before, but the name etched into the placard says Hope's Peak Academy founder, Izuru Kamukura? The founder of Hope's Peak Academy. And this name, Izuru Kamukura. Doesn't this clearly contradict the information I obtained earlier? Dang it, another mystery. Anything else? I think that's all we got for here. Oh, and I guess that. That doesn't really help. Bungu.com? What does that say? Alright, let's look at the flowers. Flowers? On top of the desk? Plus, they look strange to me. Are my eyes just tired? They're 8-bit flowers. Ah, there you are, Monokuma. Almost missed you.
Huh? Are you serious?
Oh, we have leveled up a bit. Let me, while I'm thinking about it, go check on the pet. Oh my god! So much despair! Good god. Did I talk to you yet, Kazuichi? I don't even remember.
Are we screwed?
The list of subjects seems really dangerous.
Hey, hey!
Don't tell me all this killing is gonna have some psychotic conclusion like it's some experiment. There are letters floating in the air, like the music room from earlier. Looks like a passage from an email someone wrote. I think it's the same one from earlier. Guess I should read it. We understand this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best and continue your investigation. However, you must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they have lost Junko and Ushima, the fact remains that they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy is not ended. Perhaps they're still a leader on par with Junko and Ushima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants of despair, we will not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything is for the sake of a shining future. Immediately eliminated? Does that mean this is in order to kill them? It doesn't sound peaceful at all. Well, I guess that's understandable. If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is as terrible as it sounds, it's pretty much all-out war. If the remnants of despair are the ones waging that war, there's no way they'd be forgiven that easily. Worse than Hitler. Okay, with this you've totally raised all the flags on this floor. Congratulations, Hajime. You shall now go on to the next stage. Next stage? Third floor. Dang it, not again. The hallway is different from the last time. I guess when that flag Monokuma mentioned is raised, I've moved to a different hallway than the last. But how can he do that? No, now's not the time to be confused by that. Thinking about it is just going to waste my energy. Alright, so that's where he must have come from. Oh god, look at the frames when I look at this too close. Ah! Alright, yeah, we're gonna stop there for today. This is more than likely... Well, actually... Yeah, this should be coming out once I've already left, so... If you're saying anything to me, I'm not reading it. I mean, I'm reading it afterwards, but it's not going to affect the next couple of videos. So, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time for some more Danganronpa 2, excuse me. Bye!